What's up? It's Jen Brown. Welcome back to my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. I have decided I want to start doing this series I'm calling One Day Crochet. I know a lot of you are probably here if you've seen my scrap yarn crochet projects, and I had a lot of fun making those videos, but and I might make some more as I have more ideas, but what I wanted to try doing for a while is showing project tutorials that can be completed in a day, and so some of those could also be used with scrap yarn or not, and it just kind of like opens it up with possibilities. So I have another tutorial we're doing. Oop, zoomed in too far. If you saw my new wardrobe that I crocheted this summer video, I made a couple versions of this top. So I figured why not do a tutorial and make another one. It's a little hard to see here. Like I said, I'll have this photo up, but it's just this cute little open weave crop top with ruffled sleeves and trim. This one's actually super easy and works up really quick. And if you haven't seen any of my crochet tutorials before, what I really like to do is kind of show you guys not just how to make it, but how to figure out how to make it fit you. I have never been great with following crochet patterns, and when I do follow a pattern, I tend to kind of change it up anyway. So I figure if from the start I can, help you figure out how to kind of make it for yourself instead of just blindly following a pattern, that might be a little bit easier for you. So for this top, we're just going to make these two rectangular pieces, stitch it up at the shoulders and sides, and then add the ruffles and the neck. This is cropped. You can totally make it as long as you want. You can also make it as wide or as narrow as you want if you want it to fit a little bit tighter. I like a little bit of a boxier fit. So when we start out the chain, we are going to be working horizontally. So for me, the fit that I like, I am going to chain 76. So because we've chained this extra 2, that's going to act as our first double crochet. So we're going to double crochet in the third chain from the hook, and that's going to be our first 2 double crochets. Then we're going to chain 2, skip the next 2 stitches, do 2 double crochets, chain 2 again, skip 2 stitches, and it will start to look like this. And now we're just going to continue that down the row. Now this would be obviously a section where we would skip 2. So instead, we're going to skip 1 because our post is going to act as a stitch. And so for this side, we will just have an area that's skipped 1. But once you attach it, it's really unnoticeable. So now we're just going to do the same thing, but we're going to be working in the opposites. So we're going to double crochet around this gap. We're not working in the chain, we're going around it when we yarn over. Skip our 2, double crochet in the gap, and we start to get that kind of offset open weave. So now I'm just going to repeat this back and forth until this is as long as I would like it to be. So for me, that's 27 rows long. It's time to stitch them up. So what I usually do for the shoulders, just because I've made this top a couple of times now, I know off the top of my head that I usually go like 4 of these spaces in for each of the shoulders. So I'm going to slip stitch that up, and then for the sides, I go about, let's see, 10 rows up. Okay, then for the next step, this is totally optional. I like to just give this like a little bit of a neck, but if you don't care about that, or if you just like the way this looks better, you can just leave it. But all I'm going to do is 2 rows of single crochet just around the neck, just to give it a little bit of something here. Okay, so our last step is to do the ruffles. So what I've started doing here is around the sleeve is I just did a row of single crochets. So I'm gonna finish that row up. Get all these extra strings out of the way. Then I'm just gonna slip stitch this to join that row. So this is really up to you about how like ruffly you want this to be. If you want it like really scrunched together, you can do like 3 stitches in each chain. I like this just like a little bit of ruffle, just like a little bit subtle, I guess. So I've just done 2 double crochets in every chain. So I just slip stitched this. So now I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm just going to go around and do 2 double crochets in each chain. And if you want these sleeves to be longer or the ruffles to be more prominent, you can do multiple rows of this. If you want there to be less ruffle, you could do like 2 double crochets in each chain for, 10 stitches, and then just do 1 double crochet in each chain for a few stitches. Like, you can just kind of make up your own pattern and see how you like the ruffling effect. So I'll do a few of these here, and you can see it's already kind of starting to scrunch up a little bit, and that will keep going the more of these that I do. And if you mess up and you accidentally skip one and only do 1, or if you accidentally do 3 and 1, like, it's really not noticeable at all. So these are really forgiving. So you can see it's starting to wrinkle up a little bit. So I'm going to do this row of single I'm too zoomed in, I can't see. This row of single crochets, and then this row of 2 double crochets in each chain on both arms for the sleeves, and then I'm gonna do the same thing around the bottom of the shirt as well. And then we'll be finished. So to finish off this top, I just tied off and trimmed all the ends and then turned it inside out. And now I have a 3rd version of it. If you make this top or any of my other projects, feel free to tag me on Instagram. I would love to see if anybody else is making these and kind of what you do with it and how you make it your own. If you like this video and you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe. I post 2 to 3 videos a month. Thanks so much for watching this one, and I'll see you next time.